Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're zoning in on just one Tokyo neighborhood, but wow, what a neighborhood. It's Kameido.
Yeah, Kameido over in Koto Ward. It really nails that Tokyo thing, doesn't it? Where you've got centuries of history bumping right up against, well, today.
Exactly. It feels like pure shitamachi, old downtown Edo life.
It does. But it's not stuck in the past either. It's constantly layering new stuff on top. So our mission today, basically, is to give you the shortcut.
Right. Cut through the noise. What are the big stories you need to know, and what are those hidden gems that make you feel like you've really discovered something?
Precisely. The stuff that turns you from just a tourist into someone who, gets the place a bit more.
Okay, but first things first, we have to talk about the turtles. Seriously, they are everywhere. The name, Kameido, means turtle door, but that's not the whole story, is it?
No, not quite. It's more about the land itself and water. Way back, the area was apparently shaped like a turtle, seen from above, so they called it Kamishima Turtle Island. Then, as things developed, there was this famous, the Kameiga, and somehow that evolved the name to Kameido, and eventually just shortened to Kameido.
So the turtle icon isn't just some cute mascot.
Not at all. It's baked into the geography, the history. It's why you see it on statue signs everywhere. It represents those ancient watery roots.
It makes sense. Okay, let's dive into the history proper. Two big shrines kind of anchor the place, right? Let's start with the brainy one, Kameido Tenjin Shrine.
Yeah, Tenjin Shrine is, it's fundamental. Founded back in 1662. And here's the thing. It was deliberately built as a copy of Dazaifu Tenmengu.
Oh, the really famous one down in Kyushu.
Exactly. So Kameido Tenjin got nicknamed the East Dazaifu. It's dedicated to Sugawara Michizane, the Shinto god of learning. So yeah, if you're a student or looking for success in studies or exams,
this is the spot.
This is your pilgrimage site, basically.
But it's more than just, praying for good grades. It's visually stunning, too. The wisteria, the Fuji, that's what people often picture.
Oh, the Wisteria Festival is incredible, just spectacular. And its beauty wasn't lost on artists. Utagawa Hiroshige famously included it in his 100 Famous Views of Edo.
Right, a classic print.
But here's the deep dive bit. That specific print, the way Hiroshige framed the scene with the bridges and the wisteria, it actually traveled conceptually to Europe.
No way.
Yeah, it influenced the French Impressionists, including Claude Monet. People think Monet was inspired by it for his own bridge paintings.
Wow. So when you stand there looking at those bridges,
you're looking at something that echoed across the globe and played a part in art history. It's pretty amazing.
It is amazing. Okay, tell us about the structure itself. Those 3 red bridges over the pond, they're not just pretty, are they? There's meaning there.
Definitely. The pond is heart-shaped, the shinji-ekas, and the 3 bridges. They represent a journey. The first one, the high-arched one, that's the past. The middle one is flat, that's the present. And the last arched one is the future. The idea is, as you cross, you're meant to reflect. Purify past mistakes, focus on the present, and then move towards the future with a clear mind.
So it forces a kind of meditative moment.
Exactly. Before you even reach the main shrine hall, it prepares you.
And then there's the cow, the naidushi. What's the deal with rubbing the cow?
The god cow. Yeah, the cow is the messenger animal for Tenjin shrines.
Yeah.
The tradition is really direct, really physical. You rub the statue's head if you want wisdom.
Makes sense for a shrine of learning.
Right. Or if you have an ache or pain somewhere, you rub the corresponding part on the cow statue, praying for healing.
So it's quite personal, that interaction.
Very. It connects you physically to that spiritual hope.
Okay, so from learning and reflection at Tenjin, we shift gears to, winning Katori Shrine.
Yeah, Katori Shrine brings a different energy. It's about victory, and it's old. Established way back in 665, that makes it the oldest shrine in Koto Ward.
To 65.
Its reputation as the god of sports and victory goes back to a 10th century samurai legend, Tawara Tota Hidesato.
Okay.
The story goes, he prayed here before going off to fight in a major rebellion, the Taira no Masakado Rebellion. He won, and he credited the shrine.
So he came back.
He presented an arrow to the shrine in thanks. This supposedly started the tradition of the Katsuya, the victory arrow, which you can still get there today.
So how does that ancient legend connect to, say, a modern athlete praying for a win or a business person trying to close a deal?
It's about tapping into that same spirit, that legacy of success. Athletes, company teams, students facing big exams, they all flock there seeking that victorious edge.
Huh. And you mentioned something quirky there, too. A radish monument.
Yeah. Right there on the shrine grounds, look for a stone monument shaped like a Kameido daikon. It's this specific kind of short, pointy radish that was historically grown here, a little nod to the area's farming past.
Okay, I love those little details. That brings us nicely into the next part. The hidden gems. The stuff you might walk right past. The Kameido Shinjuki, you called them.
Exactly. The rare sites or unique views. This is where you find the really quirky local stuff. Your traveler's cheat sheet.
Right. Lay it on us.
Okay, first, let's loop back to Tenjin Shrine, but go behind the main hall. You'll find the Oinu-sama, the salt dog statue.
Salt dog. Why is it covered in salt? It sounds messy.
It often is. It can be completely white, caked in salt. It's another healing tradition. People buy little bags of salt, rub it onto the part of the dog statue that corresponds to their ailment, and pray for recovery.
So like the god cow, but with salt.
Exactly. The salt symbolizes purification. And over time, all those individual prayers physically change the statue. It's quite a sight.
Weird and wonderful. Okay, what's next? Something about money.
Yeah, the Kameido Senza Ato, near the Yokojikan River. This little monument marks where Edo's main currency, the kane sushi coins, were actually minted for a long time.
So like the old Japanese equivalent of the Royal Mint.
Sort of, yeah. A major coin production site. But the monument itself is the quirky part. It's literally shaped like a giant version of one of those old coins.
That's very direct.
And it has diagrams etched onto it showing how they used to cast the coins. So it's history, economics, and slightly odd public art, all in one.
Okay, keeping with quirky visuals. The Sky Tree Buddha. How does that work?
This is a great photo op. At Jokoji Temple, there's a big traditional Great Buddha statue, serene, peaceful.
Right.
But because of where it's placed, surrounded by regular houses, if you stand in the right spot, the massive, ultra-modern Tokyo Skytree looms directly behind it in the background.
Oh, I can picture that. The ultimate old meets new shot.
Exactly. Ancient faith, futuristic skyline. It's very Tokyo.
Speaking of modern Tokyo crammed into spaces,
Yeah.
a park under a highway.
Yeah, Tadakawa Kazenjuki Park. It's brilliant urban planning, really. The elevated Capital Expressway runs right over it, so they took that long, thin strip of land underneath.
And turned it into recreation space.
Yep. Futsal courts, little mini golf areas, even canoe launches for the nearby water channel. They made the most of it.
That's incredibly resourceful.
And look out for this, they even built their own pair of small red bridges in the park, consciously mimicking the famous ones at Tenjin Shrine.
I love that. Weaving the history even into something so modern. Okay, and just quickly, the really weird stuff. Rocket toilets and half animals.
Aha. Yeah, the rocket building is just what locals call this unusually shaped public toilet near the station. It does look a bit like a retro rocket.
Okay.
And then in some local parks, you might see these playground slides like an elephant or a ladybug, but they look like they've been sliced vertically in half and stuck onto a wall.
Why?
Who knows? It's just that kind of slightly strange, maybe space-saving, maybe just odd design choice that gives Kameido its unique local flavor. You wouldn't find that in a big central park.
Definitely memorable.
Well,
Okay, let's talk food. Kameido seems to have some deep culinary roots too. Starting sweet with kuzumochi, Funabashiya since 1805.
yeah, kuzumochi is the Kameido sweet, and Funabashiya is the original, the oldest place for it. It's this jelly-like cake made from fermented wheat starch.
Fermented, so it's healthy-ish.
It is, actually. It's a probiotic food, but the process is mind-blowing. The fermentation of the starch base takes 450 days.
Wait, 450 days, like a year and a quarter?
Right. Over 15 months just for the base ingredient. It's this incredibly slow, natural process.
Okay, that's dedication. But then the final product,
Only lasts 2 days. Once it's made into the final kuzumochi cake with the kanako powder and syrup, you have to eat it pretty much immediately.
450 days to make, 2 days to eat. That's insane.
It's the ultimate expression of slow food, Edo style. You're tasting something that took immense time and tradition, but it's incredibly ephemeral.
Wow. Okay, from slow sweets to coffee with samurai. Coffee Dojo Samurai.
Yeah, this place is unique. Opened in 78. Forget minimalist cafes. You walk in, and there's actual samurai armor, swords decorating the place.
Seriously, real armor.
Looks like it.
Okay.
But the seating is the main event. The counter isn't stools. It's 10 individual, high-backed rocking chairs.
Rocking chairs at the coffee counter.
Exactly. You sit there, gently rocking, sipping your coffee. They do proper hand drip and even cold brew. It's very specific, very atmospheric, a real local institution.
That sounds like an experience. Okay, savory side. Kameido's known for 2 big things, right? Gyoza and horumon.
That's right. Let's start with Kameido Gyoza. Since 1953, famous for its focus. Meaning the menu is basically gyoza and drinks. That's it. You sit down and they automatically bring you 2 plates to start, minimum order.
2 plates straight away. Okay, that must be good.
They are, but the trick is the filling is really light. It's mostly vegetables, maybe 2 parts veg to 1 part meat. So they're airy, not dense. You can actually eat quite a few plates without feeling stuffed.
Ah, the danger zone. Easy to keep ordering.
Very easy. Then for something completely different, there's horumon, organ meat yakiniku.
Right, grilled offal.
Yeah.
It's popular in Japan.
And Kameido is a real hotspot for it. There's like a whole little alley or area known for it. The key here is freshness. They pride themselves on getting the meat daily from the Shibara meat market.
So if you're into that kind of yakiniku, Kameido is the place for the freshest stuff.
That's the reputation, yeah. Authentic, local, super fresh horumon.
Okay, let's pull back a bit and look at the wider historical picture. You mentioned things being lost. There was a famous plum garden, Kameido Umeshiki.
Yeah, the Plum Mansion. This place was a massive deal in the Edo period. People flocked there to see the plum blossoms.
Like the cherry blossoms today.
Exactly, but for plums. It was particularly famous for one specific tree, the Garyubai, the couching dragon plum. Even the shogun, Tokugawa Yoshimune, supposedly visited. Hiroshi painted this place too.
So what happened? It's not there now.
No. Tragically, a huge flood in 1910 devastated the area, and the garden just withered away afterwards. It was completely lost. There's a tourist center named after it now, but the original garden is gone.
That flood highlights something else important, though, right? Kameido's connection to water and transport.
Absolutely critical. Especially after the Great Fire of Mereki in 1657, which destroyed much of Edo.
How did Kameido help?
Well, rebuilding required massive logistics, and flood control became paramount. So they engineered canals here, like the North Jikin River and the Tatakawa, the vertical river.
To move goods.
Yes. These canals allowed special riverboats, the takasebun, which had high sides, to haul huge amounts of cargo rice, building materials, everything. We're talking maybe 2,000 sacks of rice on a single boat.
Wow. Bypassing crowded land routes.
Exactly. Kameido was essentially built around this water infrastructure. It was vital for supplying and rebuilding Edo, allowing it to grow into this massive city.
So its location wasn't just random, it was strategic.
Very much so, tied to the water.
Finally, we do need to touch on a more difficult part of the area's history. The sources mention the Kameido Incident in 1923.
Yes. This is a somber note. It happened right after the Great Kanto Earthquake in September 1923, a time of immense chaos, fear, and martial law.
What occurred?
Well, according to historical accounts, in the confusion and crackdown following the earthquake, police and military forces rounded up known social activists, socialists, labor organizers, and also some Korean and Chinese residents near the old Kameido police station.
Okay.
Over a few days in early September, tragically, at least 10 of these activists were killed, handed over to, or killed by the military. Some inside the station itself, others reportedly near the Arakawa River. It's known as the Kameido Incident.
A really dark moment born from that post-disaster chaos.
Yes. It's an important, though tragic, part of the area's 20th century history, reflecting the tensions and violence that erupted in that specific moment.
Understood. Okay, bringing it all together then.
Yeah.
Kameido really is this place of layers.
It really is. You've got the deep history, the shrines, the philosophical journeys on bridges.
Contrasted with highway parks and half-elephants.
Exactly. And the food traditions that incredibly patient kuzumochi versus the super simple fast gyoza.
It holds onto its past, but keeps finding new ways to use its space.
That theme of resilience, of adapting, seems key. Surviving floods, rebuilding after fires, finding parks under highways.
Yeah.
It keeps going.
So a final thought for someone exploring Kameido. A last piece of the puzzle to look for.
I think it has to be the Kameido daikon, that little radish we mentioned at Katori Shrine.
The short, pointy one?
Yeah. It's an Edo-era specialty vegetable. And despite all the concrete and development, people still grow it here.
Where?
In little community plots, sometimes apparently even in planters right on the platform of the JR train station.
No way. On the train platform.
That's the legend anyway. But the point is, this humble little radish still being cultivated in tiny pockets of the modern city, it perfectly symbolizes Kameido's persistent history.
So find the radish. Or at least find a local restaurant serving a dish made with it.
Exactly. See if you can taste that connection. Reflect on how even something as simple as a vegetable can carry centuries of local identity and spirit. It's a living piece of history right there.